What's going on, class? This is we're on Quadrilaterals, page 5 for this video. Hope you enjoy and think it's informative. So your success criteria for this one that you should be writing on your bell ringer is I will be successful when I can solve problems using the properties of different quadrilaterals. So the different properties that we went over in the video before, now you're actually going to use them in different problems. And your learning target is still the same thing. It comes from GCO 3.11. You're proving theorems about parallelograms. Use the theorems about parallelograms to solve problems. So now you're actually doing that part where you have to solve the problems. Okay, so the problem we're looking at is on page 5. It's saying ZACH is an isosceles trapezoid with the mid-segment MN. Determine the length MN. So we have to say what property we need to use to solve this problem. So the property we're going to use is that the mid-segment, which is this line in the middle, is parallel to both bases. So that's the property we're going to use. So when you're finding a mid-segment, there's actually a formula, and it's base 1 plus base 2 over 2. So for the bases, this would be the first base, this would be the second, because the bases are the one that's parallel to each other. So what we would have is 6 plus 26 over 2. Well, that would become 6 plus 26 is 32. So now you have 32 over 2, which equals 16. So the line segment MN would be equal to 16. So that would be this one right here. Okay, so what we want to look at now is number 4 on that same page. It's saying that you have the rectangle JKLM and it has diagonals intersecting at point P. If the measure of LJK is equal to 35 degrees, find the angles LJM, JLK, JPK, and JPM. So on this one, we're going to have to find multiple different angles. So first thing I would suggest doing is going ahead and drawing this rectangle out, because it will be a lot easier to visualize these different angles if you do that. So first thing, it says it's a rectangle, so hopefully you know what a rectangle looks like. So they say that each of the corners, one's going to be J, next one's going to be K, L, and M. So make sure when you put the letters that you're going in order of whatever's written there. And so they have these diagonals on the inside, and the point at which they meet is point P. So this is where point P is, right where they meet. So the one that they actually gave you a value for was, they said LJK is equal to 35. So LJK. So this angle right here is 35 degrees. So with that information, we're going to be able to find all the other ones. So the first one that they want us to find is angle LJM. So angle LJM is this angle right here. So if I'm trying to find that angle, there's a property that we need to know, and the property for angle LJM is that all angles are congruent. And in fact, they have to equal 90 degrees. So every single one of these angles, angle J, K, L, and M, all in total equal 90 degrees. So what I am going to do is, since I have this portion, but I don't know this portion, which is what I'm trying to find, I would just do 90 minus 35. And that's going to get me 55. So angle LJM is equal to 55 degrees. All right, so the next one that we want to look at is angle JLK. So angle JLK is on the inside here. So in order to do this, we need to remember that opposite sides are congruent. Or not congruent, sorry. They are congruent, but what is important to us is opposite sides are parallel. So with opposite sides being parallel, this could be our transversal on the inside. With that being a transversal and these being our parallel lines, we can use alternate interior angles. So knowing that, we have the value for this side and this side. So if we're trying to find right here, angle JLK, so this right here, it would actually be the same as the one we just found because alternate interior angles. So angle JLK would be equal to 55 degrees. Now the next one that we have here is angle JPK. So angle JPK is this angle right here. So what we are actually going to use to find this one will be our triangle sum. So if this one's 35 degrees, so is this one. So knowing that, if I'm trying to find the last one, I know that with triangle sum, all angles inside a triangle have to equal 180. So if I have these two angles, I could do 35 plus 35. That's going to get me 70. Now, if all the angles have to add up to 180, what I can do now is just 180 minus 70, and I would get 110. So angle JPK would be equal to 110 degrees. Then the last one that they told us to find would be angle JPM. So angle JPM, this side right here. So I found the angle right next to it to be 110. This one is right here and adjacent to it. So what you have here is a linear pair. So they form a line, that's the linear part, and the pairs are right next to each other. So a linear pair or a line has to equal 180 degrees. So if the whole thing has to equal 180, I know that part of it is 110. If I subtract them, I can get the other portion. So what I know is that angle JPM is actually equal to 70 degrees. Thank you so much for watching. Now that was the end of this video. Make sure that you're looking at the front of the board to see which exit slips you should be doing. But again, make sure you ring that bell, get those notifications, and leave a like.